Okay. Good morning. Oh, tone it down a little bit. Keep you on your toes. I'd like to welcome you to the first and maybe first annual Large Loss and Business Development Summit. We're excited about this event, and I want to thank everyone for showing up here. And we good, Jerry? Is it my microphone? First of all, I want to talk about some of my expectations. When we planned this, we wanted to have, our vision was an opportunity for people to get together and network. If you guys know the profile of the companies in this room, it's pretty spectacular. I think that really this is some of the best in the industry, and from a cross-section of North America. So from networking, this is fabulous. I'm excited about it. And it originally started with this vision of we wanted to get our clients together. And so this is where we've ended up. It's our clients and invited guests, and we're very pleased to have you here. So we wanted this to be a great networking opportunity. We also wanted to feature some great people that we thought could help you in your businesses, and so we invited some sponsors, and we'll talk about our sponsors in a little bit. So we do have some sponsors that are a part of this event because we think it will help your businesses. We also thought that it was a great opportunity to feature one of the best facilities in North America. And when we planned this back in September, our thoughts were that the building would be complete by this time. But I don't think that impacts your vision of what this building will be. And this is a fabulous facility, as well as a really fabulous company. We'll talk a little bit about the company in just a moment. But I think that it's a great opportunity for you to learn from one of the best large loss contractors in the country. Maybe not the biggest, but I think that you will see they do things in a very unique and particular way. But also I think that when we combine this large loss discussion, it's important to also have a communication about running your business better. You know, you can do large losses, but if you can't effectively manage your business, I think that that you're really missing the whole picture. I think there's one seat down here in the front if you wanted to move that direction. I wanted to thank, and I will talk a little bit about him later, but JC Restoration is a fabulous company, a wonderful company to work with, and you'll see the little touches that make this a very special company and the people that work here. They really have stepped up to make this a pretty awesome event. And so I particularly want to thank, and Warner would tell me to thank the entire company because this is a team effort, but I'm going to point out a couple people who have helped me. Warner Cruz is the owner of JC Restoration, and he has put together an awesome company. And he is one of the kindest, most generous people that you'll come into contact with in this industry. And so I want to thank Warner for opening the building. It was partly his inspiration that got us off the ball in this networking event that we were going to do. And he says, let's do something with my facility. And so I want to thank Warner Cruz. I want to thank MJ Lambrano because without her, the food wouldn't have been as good. The brochures probably would have been a little more sparse and not quite as classy. And the little details that she helped me look after made this event possible, and I do appreciate that. And she's going to send me lots of reminders during the day. And Steve Rost is the general manager here at JC Restoration. And Steve will be, is there something I can do with my microphone? It's cutting out. Is it me? Okay. Okay, we are working the bugs out. Today is the first event at this facility, so nonetheless, Steve Ross is general manager, and a lot of his team stepped up to make this happen. And so I want to thank Steve as well. So the entire team here at JC Restoration, thank you. Some housekeeping issues. The bathroom, go out these doors here, down the hallway, and I believe it's right in front of you, right? It's like a maze in here, but I believe it's straight ahead out those doors. You have an agenda in your handout in front of you, so you can follow what's happening and see that. I actually made the breaks a little longer just for the opportunity for you guys to sit and network and talk with each other, to find out about the other contractors and your peers in the room. Warner also generously will have all of his staff, and he'll talk about it later, but they will be available to answer questions about how they do things here at JC and what their job specifically is. There is a smoking area, MJ. It's being set up and it's out the overhead doors, out the bay.
Right in the front, yes, right in the front of the area, there's a door right there, 15
Okay.
feet away from the building.
15 feet away from the building, and if that's too much trouble for you, don't smoke. So you can follow the schedule. I think we'll keep pretty tight to it. It's loaded, and we'll try to be we'll try to respect the time that you guys have and coming here for this event. So we'll try to keep to the schedule. For networking opportunities, one of the things that I've found is some of the best lessons I've learned in restoration have been from my peers. And so I would recommend to you to go out and meet people that you don't know in this room, because there's some $25 million contractors here and there's some $1 million contractors here, but everybody here does something unique and special. So learn what it is that those companies do. Maybe ask the 2 strengths of their company. Ask specific problems or things that they do well, and learn about your peers in the industry, because I think there's a lot to be learned from the people that are here. And then find things that you can share with the people in the room that you do particularly well. And so from a networking, most of you guys are smart enough. You're businessmen. We were going to do some icebreakers to try to mix it up a little bit, but we kind of decided that probably wasn't necessary, because you guys own business, you're entrepreneurs, and you're used to talking to people. So share with your peers what they can learn from your company, and I think that's an important thing to do. I want to talk about our sponsors, and over the next couple sessions, we'll have each one of them come up and say something, and I won't put them on the spot here in the opening session, but I will ask them to come up. I've asked them to give me a 60-second presentation, so we'll keep it real short. They're in the back of the room, and they've got tables here. It's not a typical trade show. The opportunity, you guys go seek them out. You'll see them in this facility, most of them. You'll see how they are part of the JC team and how they can improve your company as well. It was our hope back in September when we planned this building, you would see the fire line and the Esporta in its home, where it's in working in this facility. I believe that there was some hang-ups with the inspectors, and you guys are all contractors. You understand that things don't, particularly when you do a remodel of this size, that things do get behind schedule a little bit, and all efforts were made to try to get this in on schedule. And I believe the last hang-up was the inspectors that threw an impossible challenge in early in the week and said you can't move in. So it's not hard to see the vision of what this building will be, and so it's an incentive for you guys to come back again next time. But it's the structure's in place, and it's a fabulous facility, and so that's the only caveat I would say to that. But you will see the equipment set up, the fire line set up, the Esporta set up in the warehouse, and you get to see the equipment and learn how it works and how it can be a profit center for your company. And that's what I've seen. I look around this company. It's about this whole package, but everything's designed to make money, including this room. And so when you look at this building, it's pretty awesome, but they're profit centers, and the equipment and the sponsors are all part of that mix. And so seek them out, and we'll start with right at the end of our next break, somebody coming up and talking about what it is that they offer, and then seek the sponsors out during the breaks. We don't have any formal time to do that, so it's in the networking and informal times, and you can see the names of the companies, and we'll have probably 2 of them at the end of the next breaks come in and talk about their service. Yeah, the first thing that came to my mind is, why would a company like JC Restoration open their doors and provide trade secrets and tell you, their potential competitors, their peers in the industry, how they do things? That's a pretty bold statement to do. And I hope you would look at first and say that it's not entirely altruistic. I think that Warner wants to give back to the industry. He wants to give back to the people that help make him successful. David Ellings in the back of the room like to say there's no new ideas in this industry. And in respects, there really aren't. There's good ideas that a lot of people have, and Warner would like to say that he wanted to share those. I found this quote when I was thinking about that, and it says, "The people who receive the most are the ones who give the most." This is true of individuals, but also for businesses. The focus is on how we can give the absolute best service, then the profits will follow. If a company is only focused on profits, they miss the big picture and will always be scurrying for business instead of having clients chase them. that was kind of, when I saw that, I said, that is Warner's, the way he runs his company. He understands that if he gives, he will get back. And so that was kind of my thought about what was happening here and why Warner was opening the doors and showing you all his employees and their job description, letting you talk to every one of them. A note about JC, and Warner said, don't make this a sales presentation. So with my best, this is not a sales presentation. Back in 2000, they were in a small little strip mall out in Carroll Stream in the far west suburbs of Chicago. And from that time, they've developed into, I think that we had said 82,000, but I found out that it's a little over 100,000 when you add the mezzanine into this building. And it's through hard work and through doing the right thing. There's in this room, there's bigger large loss contractors. But from the people I talk to who see them on a catastrophe, nobody does it better than JC. And so that's what they have to share with you. There's secrets in here, and there's strategies that you can utilize in your business. I think he's a resource for other restoration contractors, and there's probably a half a dozen or better people in this room that have used Warner and made money when he comes in on a job. And so I think you'll see that this is a person and a company you can partner with to help you achieve your strategies for accomplishing and producing large losses. 1997, I started an online training company, and I wanted to have the best large loss company do a 4-hour presentation for that online training. And Warner presented and prepared what you're going to hear him talk about today at that event. I don't know, Warner asked this morning how many people had actually seen that, and I think in this room probably 10 people have seen the 4 hours that he has online. It will be the same presentation. However, he will also be able to focus and point out individuals you can go talk when he talks about the different positions on a large loss. And so it's with some value added, but it is at the same time, it was the same concept that came out when we first filmed that. And Warner said, hey guys, let's do something together. Let's do it at my facility. And it kind of all came together that we were doing the large loss presentation here. I think that there's a summary. I find JC Restoration is a company of quality people doing the right thing. And I think you guys will see that as well. And I think that that's why this fits really well into this business development conference and concept. And the thing that I think is pretty impressive is Warner's got his employees here to share. And his employees take great pride in being a part of this event. And they take great pride in sharing with you. And so he'll talk about that later, and he'll introduce his key people. My father had asked, and he's not going to be mic'd up, but he had asked to say something. And if he's in the room, I'll let you say something now. You want to talk about, first of all, an introduction to my father. He's been a family business. We've been in the restoration business for 22 years. And he started he bought a family business so we could work together. And 22 years later, my whole family, my brother is here with his employer from Portland, Oregon. And my older brother works with us in consulting. My little sister works with my little brother doing marketing for a restoration company. So my father is kind of the founder of that whole move into the restoration business. He's been an entrepreneur and a consultant for better parts of 40 or 50 years. And I think he has a lot to share. And this event also, he was the one who kind of latched on to Warner's idea, and they have good people to make things, to implement things and make it happen. And so he wanted to say something quickly about the event, about the sponsors, and about the networking opportunities. And so I'll give you a couple minutes on the floor.